Hello and welcome to Universal Love Law. I am going to make our second void attachment theory video. Okay? So, if you haven't checked the first one out, it is about loneliness and how we create relationships and fill voids through the act of being lonely. Now, this one is security. Okay? And this one is a very deep one. So a void that people can have is security voids. Security, like self-sufficiency and also self-security. So if a person has insecurities about their looks, the way they look, believe it or not, they can attract a relationship that fills a void. These are a lot of relationships that people settle in. If a person is very insecure about themselves, they begin to let themselves go. They don't maybe get their hair done or take care of themselves the way they used to. Maybe they don't get haircuts anymore, or maybe they just don't keep themselves up, and they begin to attract a specific or certain caliber of people that will only date you because they believe you're a match to them because of the way you carry yourself. So, yeah, you can see unequally yoked relationships where there's one person giving more, doing more. They're very abundant, but they don't carry themselves that way, and they have attracted a partner who is very narcissist, very codependent. Maybe they may be attractive, but they are disrespectful and all of those things because that person has low self-esteem. Now, another security void that people have is with financial security. So, a lot of times people get into relationships with others because they know. Now, it goes both ways. They could be so manipulative and they know that the person that they have attracted cannot take care of themselves. And they take on the savior complex and they begin to take care of the person that lacks the ability, the ambition, the will to work for what they want. And so this happens a lot. People can tie another person down or trap a person with a child, causing them to have that security. So let's say there's a woman, right? And she's very low vibrational because she does not know herself and she's very disconnected from the source of all. So she walks around looking for opportunity. She's an opportunist. She takes from people. And so she finds the perfect person. This person can use their looks, they can use their sexuality, whatever, to attract and feed off of another person for the exchange of being taken care of. This happens a lot in all walks of life. You could be it could be in a very affluent lifestyle or a very successful lifestyle. Celebrities, um, people who play sports, athletes, right, entertainers, they fall into this a lot of times where these insecure people that are looking for opportunities, they use their looks or whatever to trap a person. Now, I gave you an example of a woman, but there are also examples of men doing this as well. Men do this a lot with insecure women. They target a certain specific type of woman, maybe that isn't as secure within herself, and so she does her best to keep herself up and she works really hard to get a stable foundation, and then she attracts lazy men or people that are men that do not contribute. And these men take advantage of her. They may use her car, whatever. So we see these security voids everywhere, right? Remember, security voids deal with an insecurity within yourself. So I don't want to just talk about others. I want to talk about it for the self, because we've probably all been there. I know I was there once upon a time. So when I was younger, I have a mother who was used substances, and so we had a very hard life. There were times where we were homeless. We were living in motels through the Red Cross vouchers due to a house fire. My mom was using substances, so I was like an older teenager, and I wanted to always be at my boyfriend's house because he had stability. And I found myself in a very manipulative, codependent type of relationship where I needed him. And so it was times where he knew that I needed him. And I really didn't need him. I just felt so insecure about my situation. And I took it so personal that I identified myself with it without having faith that I could get myself out of it, or that life would unfold for me in a way where I would be taken care of. So I utilized my charm, I utilized my attractiveness to have this person be with me. Now, this person wanted to be with me, and they took on a savior role. I see this happen a lot. Now that I'm older, I realize it. But when I was younger, my intentions were meant well, but I too had a security attachment to someone. That was me feeling a void within myself because of my living situation. So, does that mean that we were happy? No. In fact, we were the opposite. A lot of times, men who cheat on their spouse or their partner or their girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, it might be because they have a security void attachment where one feels obligated to take care of another person. So they take on the role of provider, and if the person doesn't get their way, they begin to be needy, clingy, blow the phone up. They begin to cry, complain, whine, and it gets really toxic and manipulative. The person that has the void of security within themselves will manipulate the other person. Like, everything that I do for you, and really is that other person doing everything for them. And I know because I definitely gave a lot in the situation where I was in. I gave a lot. But I knew that this person was providing for me something that my own parent could not provide for me. And so I would cry and complain and when he wanted to break up because he was overwhelmed. Like, we were young. We were old, in our older teens. But he was like, this is just a big responsibility. And yes, I love what it come with, but I'm just not ready for this. So this lasted a long time too, for years. I had children out of this relationship. I was always in school and college working, always provided, but I knew he was the sole provider. Like, I definitely feared the unknown of separating from him. So when I did, because I was just done, and he was done too, that's when I was able to really see that I can have anything that I want, and I don't have to stay in a relationship just because I need this person. So security void attachments are very real, and they can destroy a relationship from the inside out. And it can destroy a person because a person can sacrifice their life. This is where the martyr syndrome comes in. The martyr relationship dynamics, where you sacrifice your life for another person's happiness. And this is very dangerous because a person that, let's say that there are two people, one has a security void and the other person is filling that person's void by providing whatever they need, whether it be self-esteem, I'll get to that, whether it be self-esteem or whatever, or financial, whatever. The people, I kind of lost what I was going to say. The two people, they're kind of totally in different perspectives of things. The person that's going to be hurt the most is the person that gets left behind. So, like, when I finally did walk away from this person and we ended our relationship, they were just waiting for me to come back. Like, yeah, you'll come back. That's why it goes both ways. When a person believes that you need them, it's like, no, I don't need you. And I wanted you and I needed you. But that's where it's important to have a relationship where two people are on the same page. Because from the start, a relationship can be founded on security. Like, you provide this need for me, I provide this need for you. And then it can grow into something more where two people begin to recognize that they are growing whole and fulfilled within themselves and they work together. That's a beautiful evolution of a security void attachment. But there are the worser off ones where the person that was being taken advantage of or used for whatever they were providing for that person, they are going to have this issue, like a chip on their shoulder. Like, after everything I did for you and you gonna leave? Like, oh, you'll be back, right? And so another thing is when a person, so very, very attractive narcissistic people, they could attract a person that's not attractive to the beauty standard of today's society, right? Maybe it's a man that's really short. Maybe it's a woman that's overweight, whatever. Everybody likes who they like, but for some reason they internalize that they are not attractive. So what happens is they could possibly attract attractive narcissists. And they don't understand why that person is so attracted to them. But the narcissist has their own reasons and intentions, but that insecure person feels more secure now that they have that relationship, because that relationship symbolizes that they're attractive too. And so sometimes a person can seem more attractive when they have an attractive partner. And these security voids are very dangerous because now we're dealing with physicality, materialistic things that could be taken away. So the loneliness voids that I discussed prior in my last video, that one is not as, I think that security voids are more typical in today's time, especially with everything costing something. There's subscriptions for everything, right? So people are very money driven, money hungry, greedy. People are very greedy. So wait, I gotta pause this. So I'm sorry about that. I gotta finish the rest of my video like this. So, and I was approaching the end anyways, but yeah. So greedy people, they have a very deep wound they have a lot of beliefs, right? It goes back to the beliefs. So people that have these security voids, it's because they were never made to be felt safe as a child. Maybe they were living in poverty and believe that's all that they will ever have. These people do not believe in themselves. They have low self-esteem. They do not believe that they are worth better. So they don't even believe that they are worth earning a certain amount of money. So a lot of dismantling the beliefs of that are centered around and built in their early childhood experiences are what will help them to replace those voids. Like for me, kind of going into my story that I just shared, I had a security void because of the way that I was raised, and having a parent that, wasn't providing my needs. It caused me to use my relationship as a crutch, and this person became my savior. And at the time it made sense, but in the long run, look at what happened. Shit, 2 kids came out of it, and we are like brother and sister. We don't have no romantic feelings towards each other. Well, he got romantic feelings towards me, but that's why I say it always hit the person that saves the other person more, because they're willing to keep going through that. But that's another thing. A person that's saving another person from their own insecurities feels secure by helping another person. That is not a whole and complete person, because why don't you feel secure by just making sure you're okay and seeking people that are also okay, right? So it's a dual dance, and it's dangerous. Like, it's very dangerous. It's a very codependent relationships are usually rooted in a security void, whether it's due to financial securities or just physical insecurities that person possesses. But yeah, so you guys share with me your experience with security void attachments. We have a lot of more void attachment theories that we're gonna discuss, but this one was about security. I hope you're doing well wherever you are.